Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to Inspire Africa with me, Jerry Fisayo Bambi. Coming up on this episode, we bring you the story of the Nigerian tech prodigy developing software solutions in the fintech sector. The 3D printing facility in South Africa that can build a house in less than 24 hours. And a little later on the show, we meet with the Ugandan fashion model and pageant queen, lending a voice against some of the issues that affect women and girls and the environment. This is Inspire Africa. In 2022, Nigeria's John Oseni was listed amongst the top 100 global child prodigy for his work in technology. The computer programmer's solutions in the fintech sector are now even gaining him more recognition.
At only 17, John Oseni is establishing himself as a tech entrepreneur with specialty in coding and software development, which he is using to provide IT-based solutions. His latest is Versus Pay, a QR code mode of payment.
Versus Pay is a scan-to-pay platform where we're trying to eradicate account numbers because of the mistake people make sending money to the wrong person when it brings out similar names. So with just QR codes, you're able to pay in under 5 seconds too, where you can scan from both your camera and your gallery, which makes things easier.
Oseni ventured into computer programming at the age of 14 with a particular motivation to make his family proud, but his long hours on the web became a major concern.
I used to top my class, but then it threw up to like 3rd, 4th or something. So my parents were like, I should drop the computer and face my book. Then my dad seized it because I wanted to do work. Then I was like, oh, you want to seize it? Take it. Then I bought a new one. Then in the night I write code. In the day I read my book as usual.
Oseni's family of 6 dwells far away in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria, but it's at a tech hub space like this in Lagos that he spends most of his time.
When you're here, you get access to people that you can network with. They help you grow in your career path. Then you can build yourself up by looking at people you might want to be like, and they motivate you to be a better version of yourself.
People come into our space because it's a very collaborative ecosystem. You know, it's an ecosystem where you see a lot of developers, and then we curate different programs and events, you know, that are in tune with what they do.
Oseni has provided software development and cybersecurity solutions to a number of startups in Nigeria. He has also worked for 2 Italian companies. The computer programmer is a recipient of multiple awards.
I will tell you today that all the jobs I have to thank with
While 3D printed homes are still relatively new, many countries across the world are now experimenting with it to address their housing needs. In South Africa, researchers and engineers have launched one. This one can build a house in less than 1 day. Let's take a look.
South Africa has a backlog in urban housing of more than 2.5 million houses. As a solution, the University of Johannesburg and its Engineering and Science Department have constructed South Africa's first 3D concrete printed house. The 3D robotic printer can complete a 6-room house in less than 24 hours.
Initiation came about as a result of the Department of Science and Innovation realizing then that they need to assist the Department of Human Settlements in eradicating the housing shortage.
While 3D printed homes are still a relatively new technology, developing countries such as Malawi and Kenya are currently experimenting with the technology. In South Africa, this method of construction is expected to be a cost-saving tool using 32% less than conventional building materials.
Technically, there are 3 phases or 3 processes, right? The first phase is developing a computer-aided drawing model, right? This is basically how you want your object to look like, you know, design it, and this is normally an architect that oversees the design and so forth. So once that's done, it's converted into an STL format, which is a 3D printable format, right? And after that format or that file is sent to the machine or the robot.
Operating the 3D robotic machine is not for the unskilled. Here, Kimberly, a master's in civil engineering student at University of Johannesburg, is one of 3 certified operators in the country.
My thesis is based on a biomass material that can be used to print 3D houses. So I'm hoping if I find the right mixture, the right mix design, I can be on the forefront of this whole new technology.
The South African government has indicated that 3D printed homes form part of their strategy to establish sustainable human settlements and to aid economic recovery.
In Uganda, one woman is using her voice and success in the fashion, modeling, and pageant industry to advocate against many issues facing young women. Judith Erd, welcome to Inspire Africa.
Thank you for having me, Jerry.
Your name in Uganda elicits a lot of reactions, notably for many of the feats that you've achieved in the fashion, modeling, and pageant industry. Tell us, what inspired you?
Oh, great. That is a question that I get most of my time. And I joined modeling after I was bullied for so many years in school. They called me a boy, they called me a tree, they called me a giraffe. And one day I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. This was in Rwanda, Kigali. And I met a guy called Dadide Maximo, who was a fashion designer back then. He told me, you have whatever it takes to be a model. Would you like to be a model? The fashion industry wasn't something our parents really understood. Thinking that if you're not in school, you can't be something else. And later I started loving it myself because I felt like this was a place where I was feeling comfortable and this was a place where I wasn't being bullied. And then I enjoyed it. So I decided to take it on as a career.
You've mentioned the perception about this industry. How do you think this can change?
It is starting to change because right now in Uganda, they do celebrate models because we have so many models on the international scene. As a model that is in Uganda at the moment, we've worked hand in hand with different people to showcase different culture, especially because we need the government to also be involved if we want to represent our country, the culture, and everything, the beauty of our clothes. Modeling is not just about beauty. We don't just go on the runway. We also have learn to live with different people. You learn to live on your own. It's also an opportunity to make money. We're also promoting our culture, our country, and everything. So, yes.
The present age presents new realities in digital culture. Using your story, how best can we deal with this?
It's very sad. It actually breaks me down every time I see a young girl that is online crying out loud for help because somebody hacked them, because a boyfriend has shared their pictures, or maybe friends have shared her pictures. I was definitely, what a shame my pictures were all over, but I came out stronger. And what I want the young girl to understand out there, you shouldn't end your life, because we have some girls that have committed suicide because they were cyberbullied. We have different girls that have completely given up on their life and started using drugs because of all the attacks from social media after everything has happened. One way to end this, or one way to fight it, is by reporting these cases. You shouldn't just be silent. And what I'm doing, I'm offering counseling.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to come to. So you started the Judith Erd Foundation. Take us through some of the work that you've been doing with young women.
I'm a rape survivor, and I came out and told my true life story. Because when you talk about something like that in our communities, then you become the shame, the talk of tongue, and no family wants to have a daughter that has been raped because they believe you won't get married when this is happening to you. And that's when we started a campaign called Day One. Campaign has gone on so far for 3 years. We've managed to save 300 girls by giving them counseling and finding jobs where they can actually go back and start out their own lives.
What's next for you, Judith?
I am trying to save Mother Nature with with all that I have left. And this is not just planting trees, but it's also giving, creating opportunities and income for the women, because I believe if a mother can raise a child, then this woman can also grow trees.
Judith Hurd, I'd like to thank you very much for sharing your work with us on Inspire Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
And that's how much we can bring you on this episode of Inspire Africa. You can see it again by going to Africanews.com. I am Jerry Fisaya Bambi, and I'll leave you with images from the Bojoja Festival in Mali, which celebrates women engaging in paintings of earthen walls. I'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.